Hello, everyone, and welcome to Below the Whistle Sports. I'm your host, Wayne Holloway, and we welcome you once again for another nice live show, streaming live from the studio. Please allow me to introduce my co-host, Mr. Steven Rubain. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing all right tonight. How you feeling?
I'm a little down, and before we start, I want to give a strong shout out, RIP, to the man. He's going to be greatly missed. It's crazy how we just lose people like that.
I think we're referring to the legendary Jim Brown.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Jim. It was a hard one. As someone born in Cleveland who knows the legacy of what Jim Brown means to the city of Cleveland, yeah, it's a hard one. I mean, I didn't like how they tried to. Well, Jim Brown died, but he was arrested 6 times for domestic abuse and attacking cops. Let the man die in peace. I mean, come on.
Well,
There's no reason to come out and try to bring out his past during this time with the family.
people are something else. Hey,
Yeah.
I was in a couple places too where they wanted to point out his bad points.
Yeah,
and
it's not the time.
I kept my mouth shut, but to tell everyone, and this is off sports, but we all have a past.
All right.
We all have made mistakes, and as you get older, you're not the same person you were back then.
Exactly.
Well, some of us grow up.
Right. And let's remember, too, he spent a lot of years working with gang members, working with kids who were troubled. And so let's focus on that legacy, the positives he did, and not try to focus on the negatives.
I could see if he stayed in problems and stayed having problems back to back. But you want to go back to when he was a kid?
Yeah, I mean,
when he was a young man.
Exactly. It's just horrible. Yeah, he was an ambassador for the NFL for many years. I just still remember back in '87, I was just a senior in high school when Franco Harris was about ready to pass the scoring record on his yardage mark.
Oh yeah,
and he talked about how he was going to make a comeback at the age of 47. And I just remember him putting on that Raider uniform, and he looked all hard, like this old hard man who's ready to go out there and just to keep his record. But that just showed the competitor that he was.
Yeah,
he really loved the game, and he took it serious. I mean, he wasn't just out there just for the fun of it. I mean, he played during a time when they did everything they could to try to take his head off.
Man, kicked them, called them names, did the most.
Never missed a game. 9-season career, never missed a game.
Wow.
Think about that.
Never missed a game. And on teams where your own teammates don't like you.
Yeah, and played in a city like Cleveland where you just know the weather was bad, snow, cold. It ain't like today where you had the benches, warm benches and all that stuff. I mean.
And he still shines supreme.
Still shines supreme year after year.
R.I.P. Mr. Jim Brown.
Yes.
Woo.
Yeah, that's a tough way to start the series. And
hey, and another person passed away today.
Yeah, legendary Tina Turner.
Nothing to do with sports, but hey, she's an icon, a legend. So you gotta give her an R.I.P.
Oh yes, absolutely. I mean, it's just one by one. They're just slowly losing our legends.
It's a saying. They say they come in threes, don't it?
Yeah. So don't say that. I hope.
Well, no. There's the actor that passed. He was a Marvel actor. It was another actor that passed, a prominent actor. He was in a lot of different Marvel movies.
I know you talked about. Yeah, he passed away this last week. So I hope that's it for a while. We don't need any more negative news.
Yes. But even speaking with sports, let's get into the news a little bit before we start hitting the different topics.
Yeah, well, I hate to do this. I haven't done this for a long time, but it's time to blow the whistle.
Uh-oh.
I hate to start the news on this negative note, but LeBron James haters.
What?
Come on.
Use this time to bring up LeBron James.
LeBron James haters. People, get a life. This man has played 20 years in the NBA. This man has been to 10 NBA finals, 11 conference finals. This is the first time he's lost a conference final in his 20-year career. Now, let's keep in mind the great Michael Jordan, who, I mean, has an amazing career. He has lost 3 times in the conference finals and also 3 times in the first round in his first 6 years in the NBA. All right. People seem to forget history. They seem to have now taken Michael Jordan and put him in this stratosphere of he had done no wrong and can never do anything. He's just the absolute perfect athlete.
So what you call it selective amnesia?
Selective amnesia, yes. We got to understand, these are individuals. Michael Jordan's great. LeBron James is great. I mean, I just, the sheer hatred of this man, I don't understand it.
Hey, they say I'm a hater of him, but I'm not a hater. I put it to you like this. He's greatness for this time. Let's not compare errors. Keep everybody in their own era and have them great in their own era.
But even if you compare errors, look, I hated the Dallas Cowboys with a passion growing up.
Right.
But I'm not going to sit here and say Tony Dorsett was not a great running back. I'm not going to sit here and say Roger Staubach was not a great quarterback. You can hate a team. You can hate even individual players, but still at least give them their due for what they've done. Understand that. I mean, today, I watched the news. They're now attacking his son for his prom date.
What?
Exactly. They're attacking him because he had the audacity to take a young white girl to the prom.
What's wrong with that?
Exactly. It's LeBron haterism going to new life. This is a 17-year-old man.
That's
Let him be
crazy.
Happy. Let him go wherever he wants to go. He was being brutalized on social media because he had the audacity. His mother, Savannah James, posted photos of him in his prom, photos. Of course, a prom mom so post photos.
He looked damn good to me in his
Exactly. He looked great in the photos. I mean, they look great together. He seemed very happy. Let him be happy. He's 17 years old. He's not even 18 yet. And you have adults posting negative hatred photos of him for actually having the audacity of going with someone that he wants to go with. I mean, it's just...
Look, Bronny James, do your thing, sir. Yeah. Have fun, live your life, and don't worry about these people. They gonna say what they gonna say, and especially you because of your father's star status. Don't listen to them. So
yeah,
let's let it brush off your shoulders.
It just bothered me to no end.
Crazy people.
So getting into the playoffs.
NBA playoffs.
NBA playoffs. So of course, everybody probably knows. Of course, the Lakers got swept in the conference finals.
You don't have to say it like that.
Well, I'm gonna say it.
You don't have to say it like that.
I'm gonna say it like that because let's remember they started the season 2-10. They had no reason being in the playoffs, much less getting all the way to the conference finals. This might have been LeBron James's greatest season as far as shining for the circumstances.
Lakers have no reason to hold their heads down.
They had no reason to hold their head down. No reason at all.
I thought that the Golden State would have dusted them off.
That was the series.
As you see, the way they lost this series, I don't think Golden State would have got swept if they played the same team.
I don't know. I don't know because, but first of all, matchups make series,
right?
And the Lakers did not match up well with Denver. Let's first of all be honest. Let's first of all give Denver its props. Denver has been the number 1 seed pretty much the whole season. They played their what's off. They deserve to be in the Western Conference Finals. So let's first of all recognize that.
Right.
And Nikola Jokic, if nobody thought he was a superstar before, he's absolutely a superstar right now.
Take nothing from him.
And Jamal Murray has definitely led himself up to elite top 3 point guard status.
Yes, sir.
Based in this series. So let's first of all give them their props.
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to give yes. But let's talk about the Batman and Robin syndrome. Do you know what that is? The Batman and Robin syndrome?
You tell me.
All right, I'll tell you.
The Batman and Robin syndrome.
The Batman and Robin syndrome. You're a Marvel's.
Whatever could Steve be talking about?
You're a fan of superhero movies, right?
Yes, sir.
You have a Batman and you have a Robin.
Uh-huh.
Now, the Batman is the dominant force. That's the person who controls things. The Robin's there to support the Batman when needed. So sometimes Batman's in trouble. He needs Robin to step up and take the reins for a little bit. He's not gonna take the reins forever, but he's gonna take the reins just long enough to allow Batman to step back and be Batman again. Now, in the NBA is a true Batman and Robin league. And when I say that, what I mean by that is that you have to have one dominant player and you have to have a supporting player alongside of it. It's been happening since you can go back to Kareem and Oscar Robinson in the early 70s. Of course, you had Magic and Kareem, where Magic was the Showtime, Magic was the Superman, and Kareem, by this point, was the Robin. You had Larry Bird and Kevin McHale for the Celtics. Larry Bird, the Batman, McHale, the Robin. You can go back to, of course, the most dominant one probably is Shaq with Kobe in the early 2000s. We know that, Shaq actually called himself Superman, and he told that Kobe was his Robin. Kobe, of course, didn't like that, so he decided to take over the Lakers for himself, and then he became the Batman, and Gasol became the Robin.
And look, I don't want to cut you off, but you're not allowed to talk about the Lakers, okay?
I just bring it up. I mean,
okay. The disdain of hatred in your voice I can feel it over here. So go ahead with your point.
The point I'm trying to get at is that teams have a Batman and they have a Robin if you want to be a championship level team. Now, when LeBron came to the Lakers and he went ahead and recruited Anthony Davis to come with him, he immediately came out and said, I will start out as the Batman to the Robin, but we understand that given my age and the wear and tear I've had, at some point, Anthony Davis needs to become the Batman and I'll become the Robin if we want to have championship glory. Now, this has been, 4 years now he's been with the Lakers? Mm-hmm. He's already led the Lakers to one championship.
The bubble.
Right. He's 38 years old. He's been in the league 20 years. It's time for him to become the Robin. The problem, though, with the Lakers, and this is the reason why the Lakers are out the playoffs now, and it's no fault to Anthony Davis. Well, it is to a point because he does have
his fault.
A $40 million contract.
It's his fault.
He's just not a Batman. He's a Robin, and he's going to be a Robin. It's just not his DNA. I mean, he doesn't have Batman DNA. He has Robin DNA. If you have a Batman, he can be great, but he's just not that person who's going to take over and be the man on the team. So the Lakers now going into the offseason.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah. The Lakers going to offseason. If I was them, I'd be right now on the phones to the Chicago Bulls. Say, look, Anthony Davis wants to go to Chicago and play for the Bulls. Give us DeMar DeRozan, Nikola Vucevic. We'll even take in the Ball kid. We don't know he's going to ever play again, but we'll take Ball off your hands. And a draft pick. And you can have Anthony Davis. You can have D'Angelo. Where are you, Russell? And any other player you want other than Reeves. Can't touch Reeves. Reeves got paid $2 million. He has a 2-year, $2 million contract to be the third best player on the Lakers. You got D'Angelo Russell making $37 million this year.
Wow.
To get 4 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists in a closeout game. I mean, if that's not economic 101 at its worst, what is? So they need to get, I hate to say Davis needs to get traded, but he got to go. He got to go because it's just.
It is what it is.
It's too much money. He's making too much money to not do what they need him to do. He's making Superman money, but he's playing like a Robin. And that's my bit for the week. When you guys call in, you guys tell me what you saw. If you watched the game, LeBron James scored 31 points in the first half, 40 points for the game. You knew he was gassed going into the fourth quarter. Anthony Davis needed to be Robin and step up and say, I'm going to carry us to this win. he was okay with saying, so laying back, say, okay,
It's not LeBron's fault at all.
No, he just laid back and said, okay, I'll just let.
Kobe scored 80 once before in the game.
He did.
I just want to point that out to you.
And what did I say about Kobe? Kobe's a what? Didn't I say Kobe was a Batman?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So a Batman does what needs to get done to get the job done.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm saying with LeBron did.
I'm not trying to start no problems. I just point that out.
But when Kobe scored 81 points, wasn't Kobe about 31, 32? LeBron's 38 years old.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying
how many points did Kobe score in his last game?
He scored 60 against what?
Well,
a team that was laid down.
But what I'm trying to point out, how old was he then?
35, 36.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just
No, I'm pointing out to you that LeBron playing against elite. He scored 40 points against an elite team in a playoff game. He did what needed to get done.
Did they?
Other guys, they lost because why? At the time when they needed Anthony Davis to step up, they had to call a play. Nobody else is going to take the shot. LeBron, they called some horrible plays.
Didn't Anthony Davis score more points than him in the last game?
No. Anthony Davis scored 20 points. Oh. LeBron James scored 40.
Oh.
And that's the point I'm trying to make. They needed Anthony Davis to give them more. Anthony Davis was 6 for 19 in a closeout game.
So who wins now?
Oh, Nuggets.
All the way?
All the way. The Nuggets-Lakers was the NBA Finals.
Okay.
That was the NBA Finals. The Celtics and Heat are just playing for second place.
Everybody wanted to see the Lakers and Celtics again.
Yeah. Everybody, I mean, and that's what the NBA, there was even a rumor going around that they had a memo being passed around that had already scripted how it was going to play out, that the Lakers.
Those are the conspiracy theories.
Right. That's all that.
We love you guys too. Conspiracy theorists. Hey, do your thing.
Listen, I mean, they're pro conspiracy theorists, so I'm not going to argue at all. I'm just sitting here saying, the NBA, I mean, I know they're hurting now because they're thinking, man, we're not going to get these Laker games during the whole Memorial Day weekend. We're going to miss out all this money. So no game Friday, no game, no game Saturday, no game Monday. So it is what it is. But the Celtics, on the other hand, in their closeout game, they were able to get together and beat the Heat 116-99 last night.
Hey, the Celtics had that pride. They put that Celtics pride together. They should have got swept also, but that pride propelled them.
Well, you have a younger team that has a clear Superman in.
Okay. So their Batman was activated.
Yeah, their Batman was activated. Batman, Superman, whatever you want to call them. And then you also have a clear Robin. Okay. You have players that understand their roles.
Hey, I'm not, as y'all see, I shut up because everybody calls me a hater. I had nothing to say about it.
So it's what it is. I mean, that's the NBA. I mean, the NBA's always been that way, though. You can go back, like I said, 40, 50 years. The NBA, if you want to be a championship team, you got to have one guy who's the go-to guy, and you got to have one guy who understands his role. When Jordan was at his elite, he had Pippen. And then he also had Rodman, and he also had role players who understood their roles.
Please subscribe, and share.
Yeah.
Subscribe, and share. Hey, and we'll open the phone lines. If you don't like what Steve's saying, or you think Steve don't have it all together, I'll put the phone line up.
I love to hear what people got to say. Tell me I'm wrong.
We'll keep that going as we move along. Now, but what about boxing?
Do we talk about John Morant? First, take a second about John Morant.
Oh,
we worried about him.
The rainbow braid guy.
We worried.
That always packing guns.
Yeah, he kind of on social media. I mean, please take his social media account down. Could somebody please ban him from social media? But apparently he's on there making comments that have people worried enough that they did a welfare check on him. And thankfully he's okay. But
God bless him.
Yeah, can we get him the help that he needs? I mean, I just hate to see this young brother end up in a bad situation. And somebody got to step in.
If you want to talk to us, 818-396-5080. 5080. That is 818-396-5080. Holler at us, we holler back. And we're talking right now about John Morant.
Yeah, John Morant.
Please subscribe, and share. But this young man, he hasn't been in this league long
Long
enough
enough.
for all these issues,
No.
and it's starting to feel like he has an Antonio Brown situation going on.
Yeah, it's getting worrisome. It's getting I mean, he's not even 24, 25 yet,
Man.
and he's already had more issues than he's getting up there like a Rodman type issues, and so it's worrisome. It's worrisome. Did you say you want to talk about some boxing?
Hey, you know, there was a big boxing match that it seems like it got a little stinky in there, where where somebody should have won, but they gave the other person the nod up.
I'm gonna tell you who was the real loser of that fight.
Boxing.
The fans.
Boxing,
yeah. But I even know boxing. People who still pay. Anybody who still pays big money to go to these fights and just wants to throw money away, I don't understand
it. You know what? Boxing is in shambles and it needs to be fixed.
It needs to be fixed.
Everybody sees it needs to be fixed, even the people involved.
Yeah.
But the money is so great and people want to see somebody get their face punched.
Yeah.
That we're not looking at what means something. And what means something is boxing as a whole needs to go up under a microscope and be revamped. It needs to be revamped to where fighters can't dodge fighters, that when you're in a weight class, there's a ladder that you have to climb. And it needs to be, the money needs to be generated accordingly, to where you get real fights, where you just don't get in the ring just because I'm getting a big purse, let somebody punch on me and you fall out. It needs to be fixed. This is why I left fighting alone. I left boxing alone, because it just stinks.
Let me tell you how far boxing has fallen. So now Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford, who, for those who are familiar, these have been the two top welterweights for years and years and years.
Yes, sir.
They've been talking and ducking and dodging and blah, blah, blah. They finally have come together to decide, now we're both in our mid-30s, let's go get this money. Now, but here's the craziness, though. They agreed to a 2-fight contract. I've never heard this before. They've already agreed they're gonna hold 2 fights.
It's like doing the movie and the sequel's coming.
Yeah, you already decide before the movie's over, the sequel's already gonna be made at the same time.
Somebody wants their get back if they lose.
Yeah, I mean, something just seems wrong in that. You know, if you don't have a fight, both fighters was a fight to win.
Right.
This is the case now where if I'm hurt, maybe take a fall. I got a rematch coming.
It's a money situation. I told you it needs to be revamped. Put boxing under a microscope and let's fix boxing and let's make it exciting again. Because it hasn't been exciting since.
God, you gotta go back 20 years.
Mike Tyson.
Tyson was the last.
That's when it was like really, really electrifying and exciting, and you had goosebumps and this all over, and
it's been 20
your
years.
Stomach was man.
I remember them days. Yeah, it's been 20 years plus since the last time you had the elite fights that you just can't miss. The country's buzzing over the fight.
Yeah,
people are making arrangements to see if they can watch this fight. The fight's so big.
Houses are full because the pay-per-views here.
Fights were taking place at the houses of the fights. People are so upset.
Exactly.
More people probably got hurt at somebody's house party talking smack, and somebody wants to fight them than have to fight themselves. You have better fights sometimes at the house party.
Yes, sir.
But now those days are long gone.
But it was a big ordeal. You went, the food was catered at the house, and then you go sit there, and everybody's excited. You know, you felt like you were in the arena.
Yeah, you felt like you were there. I mean, it was must watch. Your whole day was planned on. You planned for several days.
And now we get fights where it looks like we have a clear winner.
Yeah,
and they award the win to somebody else.
Yeah, it's just sad to see where it's fallen down to. I mean, all the greats who have passed away now are probably in their graves just rolling over like, man, what does this thing come to? And then technically, these guys are getting all this money to do this crap. Imagine what Ali would get paid today in today's boxing world if he was a promoter.
Wow.
He'd be the first $100 million fight, but he makes $100 million himself.
Yeah.
If he was around today in today's boxing promotions.
Promotion is crazy now.
Yeah, it's just
especially in boxing.
In boxing, it's bad. But yeah, we wasted enough time with boxing. Boxing got to step it up. Let's get to the sport that really matters, and that's football.
NFL.
NFL action is fantastic.
Well, DeMar Hamlin, he's back on the field.
Yeah.
Are you excited about that? Do you think he should be playing?
I don't know. It's too soon. It's too soon for me.
But it's his body.
Of course, everybody's going to sit there and say that. Blah, blah, blah. I got to wait and see.
Is it safe?
Oh, that's a question. I mean, well, it's never safe.
But you gotta understand where I'm coming from. I've watched football and I've seen some hat been laid on people.
Yeah.
He didn't get hit that hard for the extreme measure of what we saw.
Right.
I've seen way harder hits than what he got hit. Yeah. It's to me, I think that would be I would have to call it a career after that.
Yeah, I'm concerned. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm definitely concerned. I mean, I guess the one thing is you gotta look at he wasn't getting paid big money. And so money definitely has to be something that weighs a consideration. You know, if he had a Tua type contract where he's already made multi-millions, then you can talk retirement. But in his case, he's still trying to get that contract. He's still trying to get that money. And so I'm going to hope for the best. I mean, that's all we could do. I mean, I have a prayer for him. Hopefully he'll stay healthy and safe. But yeah, I don't know if I'm ready for it, but we'll see.
I don't know. My prayers go out to him and his family. Yeah. But it's crazy. We just saw that last season, and he's back.
Yeah.
Not even miss a season. Let your body just recharge. He's already back on and practicing.
I know. It's just have prayer for him. We're gonna hope for the best.
And once again, the phone lines are open. 818-396-5080.
Let's talk OTAs.
Oh yeah,
Aaron freaking Rodgers.
Why are you smiling when you say that? Why are you smiling when you say that?
I'm trying to be positive about Aaron Rodgers. I'm trying to be a new man. Try to give him the benefit of the doubt. Try to sit here and say that he really, truly is committed and wants to do the right thing for this organization. But then the first day of OTAs, the old calf injury.
What are you doing at OTAs when they have a calf injury?
Exactly.
OTAs are just basically
walkthroughs. And so he basically told the organization, look, I will show up here because I know everybody thinks I'm not going to show up. But I really ain't going to do what it takes to really do what needs to get done to get this team ready.
Now, I expected him to get in there to OTAs and get calls with his wide receiver so they know when I do this is what I want you to do. At least give him a course on it. This is I want to win. I want to show them that I'm not all smoke and mirrors.
He's already shown it's going to be much the same with him. He's going to be the same guy you saw in Green Bay. You're going to see this year with the Jets.
Hey, but he got some extra help. Somebody else wants to come out of retirement to help me. Have you heard about it?
Yeah, I heard about it.
What do you think? Would that be a good fit, him coming out of retirement?
Nope. I just think he's just, money grab.
Brandon?
Yeah.
Brandon?
Money grab.
Come on, man. Brandon was at elite.
He's elite. But at this point, does he really think that he's going to be the difference between making them a Super Bowl contender or not? No, it's a money grab. But I mean, hey, listen, in today's NFL with today's money,
I don't know about the money grab. He's doing just fine when he does these little interviews and announcing. So I don't get the money grab part.
That's not NFL money though. That's not NFL contract money. For someone of his stature, he's going to get a multi-million-dollar contract if he gets supposed to get signed again. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Speaking of somebody who's trying to choose their own team, Antonio Brown, Mr. I'm going to go play for the Ravens. Only the fact the Ravens are like, really? We didn't know that.
Come on, man.
You going to play for us?
Now, come on, you know that we dealing with mental issues right there, and there's no need to even drag him through the mud. When you see somebody struggling, Steve, give him a break.
I gave him a break. Look,
you dragging him through the mud.
If you can't seek help for yourself, if people are telling you need help and you saying nope, I ain't gonna do it.
Hey, get off Antonio Brown. Let's get into this QB news now.
What QB news? What's up? The QB rankings?
Well, before the rankings, Patrick Mahomes, they did an interview with him, and he said he's valuing Super Bowl wins over money.
And let's see, Patrick Mahomes is number one in the QB rankings, and should be number one. He's proven that he's worth his money in gold.
Hey, Jalen Hurts is also.
Yes,
it's proven. He's proven his net worth. He's on the heels of the greats of not accepting the money. Talking about get him the players.
Yes, and they put Jalen Hurts number 3 in the quarterback rankings behind Joe Burrow. And I'm okay with that. Burrow and Hurts, 2-3, 3-2. Both have shown they can lead a team to the Super Bowl. So I'm okay with them, 2-3. Who do you think is number 4? Who would you think would be number 4?
In QB rankings?
QB rankings. Start of 2023.
Number four. It will be Herbert
for you.
And QB. Josh Allen.
Yeah, you're the steamboat.
I'm tripping. It's like number 4. Josh Allen.
Josh Allen's number 4. The steamboat. So this is his year.
Why you keep? I said steamboat, and when I called them the steamboat, they were playing like a well-oiled machine.
Yes, they were. Well,
now I will admit, because you see, he says steamboat because he's jabbing the knife in my side because I called him the steamboat during the season because the Buffalo Bills look impossible to beat. Then all of a sudden, the play calling got abysmal. It was just ridiculous. The play calling looked like somebody from the junior high school team was calling the plays, and he was playing Madden, and he was stuck on one play. They kept trying to throw the long ball instead of Josh Allen uses his legs. Josh Allen does dinks and dunks. Why the heck he keeps throwing this long ball? I do not understand. To the right and to the left. Yeah. To the right and to the left. Buffalo Bills are a way better team than what we saw toward the end of the season. But I had to go through that because he's trying to clown me when I called him the steamboat.
Yeah, the steamboat. So the steamboat's at number 4, and another quarterback who has things to prove is Justin Herbert at number 5. So 4 and 5 got to step it up.
I think Justin Herbert, they picked up them wide receivers. Yeah. I believe that that's going to be a Cinderella team this season.
Yeah, but this is their year. He better be a Cinderella because this is the year he got to make that next step. So we know he can be a playoff quarterback. Can he be a championship level quarterback? It's a question. So that's 4 and 5. Now, of course, they love old Aaron Rodgers, number 6. Now, how does he get to be number 6 based on what he did last year? Explain that to me.
He's Aaron Rodgers.
Exactly. So that's all it comes down to is
he's Aaron Rodgers. So he's Aaron freaking Rodgers, Steve. Know his name. Know his name well. Now, I'm disappointed in him and how he's acted and how things have went. But make no mistake, he's still Aaron Rodgers. He's still a man, and I believe that he will propel this Jets team to a better record than they had last season.
All right. Well, 3 quarterbacks that should be above him. Number 7, Lamar Jackson. Number 8, Trevor Lawrence. And number 9, Dak Prescott. All of them had better seasons last year than Aaron Rodgers. And it looks like could have better seasons this year than Aaron Rodgers.
We shall see, Steve. We shall see.
And then closing out the top 10, and this is another one that's just based solely on Deshaun Watson. Is he a top 10 quarterback?
I believe he'll be back to rare form this season. For all the money they spent on him, he needs to show out this season. This season is the make or break season. Last season, with all the ins and outs and all the way having to wait all the way to the end of the season, you cut him the break. But they got to get going early in the season. They got to string out some wins, and this is their season. This right now. Okay. This should show what they spent all the money on right now.
All right. Hey, we'll see. I mean, like I said, this is a prediction just based solely on possibility. There's a possibility he could be top 10.
The possibilities are limitless.
Now, how did they still got Kirk Cousins at number 11 after that disaster we saw in the playoffs last year?
Because no matter what you saw in the playoffs, Kirk Cousins, you see his stats be ridiculous during the season. If you have him in fantasy football, that man, I don't know how he's an expert in garbage time of 300 yards in the last 2 quarters. At the first half, he didn't do anything.
Yeah, I never understand it. Yeah, but what Packers saying is actually right.
I don't get it, but
I don't get it.
He's a solid fantasy football quarterback.
If you need to win a game, don't depend on him. If you need to win your fantasy football game, he's gold.
Hey, I'm a fantasy football player, sir.
So yeah. Okay. Well, somebody who may not be a fantasy football great guy, but Brock Purdy is at number 12. I take Purdy over Cousins if I'm trying to win a game.
And I'm hoping God helps that arm heal so that man can get back to rare form. I'm praying that he comes back and he's the same person before he left.
Well, the coach said that next week he's going to start throwing the ball for the first time, and that there's nothing they don't see that would stop him from not starting game 1 of the season. So that's
game 1 of the season.
This is what Shanahan came out yesterday and said, that there's nothing that's foreseen that would make you think that he can't start week 1 of the season. I'm like you. I don't see it either, but
hey, modern medicine, the way it is now, these stem cells and all this stuff they got going, because I want people to go back to Carolina, Jake Delhomme. Look at that injury when his arm was injured and how it was injured, and then go back and look at the videotape of Brock Purdy injuring his arm.
Yeah,
it looks eerily the same to me. Now, Jake Delhomme never was the same person after that surgery.
No.
They said that Purdy didn't have the same exact surgery, but a type of surgery.
It was pretty similar. Similar enough.
Hey,
I don't know.
Wishing the man the best. Wishing him the best.
Now let's talk about quarterbacks disrespected. Number 18, Tua. How's he number 18?
That's pretty disrespectful.
That's disrespectful. Even more disrespectful, Jimmy Garoppolo, number 23.
That doesn't make sense.
That makes no sense whatsoever. The man only got hurt. I mean, that was the only thing that stopped him from leading the Niners to the playoffs last year.
Everybody I talk to does not like Jimmy Garoppolo.
I don't understand it.
And I don't get it either. I'm like, so wait a minute. I like him. I see that the best coach in football was in love with him, wanted to get rid of Tom Brady over him. And you guys do not like Jimmy Garoppolo, even though he's taking teams to the playoffs. Getting hurt is his Achilles heel.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Where is the Seahawks quarterback rank?
They put Geno Smith number 14 behind Jared Goff. Now, I don't know about that one either. That's another disrespectful one.
Well, you know what? This was his first season back. I'm expecting him to have a breakout season. I'm expecting him to come with the highlight reels this season.
Now, your guy, get this one. Your guy, Bryce Young, starts off at number 21, which I don't know. I think he should be a little higher up. But here's the even worse disrespect. They put Richardson over C.J. Stroud in the quarterback rankings.
People, I got into an argument with somebody just the other day when I said that I believe that we were going to get C.J. Stroud over Young until that report came out.
Right.
And I condemned them for hurting that man's career, and that made no sense.
Right.
That right there. Now you're gonna put Richardson over Stroud?
Over him, yeah.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
And they're going off of athletic ability. I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the only thing I can think of is
that athleticism that everybody talks about.
Because I don't know what he's gonna have for talent around him. I mean, I guess the Colts, they still do got that running back.
I want to point out athleticism to people.
Yeah.
Cam Newton.
Oh.
The most. Cam Newton has more athleticism than more than half the quarterbacks in the league right now. At his age now, what does athleticism have to do about anything?
Nothing. It's the heart, and the work ethic. That's the two things that's going to have you be a winning quarterback.
Period.
There's not everything else is just fluff. So yeah, interesting to see. And of course, the Commanders, who actually always get no respect. Sam Howell, number 32 and dead last as quarterback.
You guys are declining Chase Young's option. What's that about?
Okay, well, since you did bring that up.
What's that about?
Okay, well, Rubain Ron came out this week and said that he and Chase had sat down and had a conversation, and that Chase clearly understands why the option was declined. That it basically is a put up or shut up year, and he's up for the challenge. I'm okay with it.
Once they decline it, is another team able to get in there next season and make them be in a bidding war, or
no,
they still have first option?
Well, he becomes a free agent.
The
options decline, so he becomes a free agent. Now they're looking at the idea of if he comes out and has an all-pro level season, they got the best option to give him the most money, and so he's from DC. They're gonna want him to stay in DC. Hopefully that defense is going to be top notch. So they're taking a gamble. We'll see.
So, what quarterback from last season to this season do you think has the biggest upside?
From last season to this season?
Yes. And I'm not talking about the greats like Mahomes or Josh Allen.
No, I'll tell you. I'm going to go with Kenny Pickett.
Ooh.
I think Kenny Pickett for the Steelers next year is going to be competing for a title with them. I think they're going to be pretty strong. I see the Steelers making a comeback.
I was up on Kenny Pickett. I voted for Carolina to go after Kenny Pickett.
He was given that first year to go through all the lumps.
Right.
Now this is the difference between the Steelers and the Jets. Now the Jets took that young man, what's his name? Wilson.
Yep, ran him ragged
and destroyed his confidence. And now he's damaged goods. Now Steelers in the same situation because they are an organization that's smart and understands how to maintain a winning culture.
Developed
him, allowed him to go through the lumps. Almost had the coach have his first losing season as a coach.
Ride with him on his mistakes. Make him understand his mistakes. Make him work through his mistakes and make him flourish.
Exactly. And build that culture. The culture now is behind him. He now knows what to expect. And I expect the Steelers now to have a pretty strong team next year. I think he's going to have the biggest upside. I think he may be a Pro Bowl caliber quarterback, but he's going to at least be very solid. I mean, right now they got him down at 28.
You know who I think is going to be Cinderella Man? My quarterback to make the biggest turnover from last year to this year.
Who's that?
Goff. I'm looking for Detroit to make a push.
Well, I wouldn't even say Goff because I thought Goff had a pretty strong season last year. Well, so I didn't look at him as being a huge jump up because he was pretty strong last year. But I do see him being better. Yes,
he was. He's
a Pro Bowl quarterback last year.
It's Detroit, so it's always they always put them under the thumb. Right. You see him there, you see him making some smoke, but it's Detroit.
Right. So yeah, I mean, I expect Detroit to be a playoff team. I expect Detroit to have a very strong season. But yeah, I just assumed Goff was already top 12, top 15. They got Kenny Pickett 28, which is insulting. And so I think he's going to jump up from like 28 to be a top 12, top 10 quarterback.
We haven't said anything about this, and we have to talk about this since we're in QB news. the Buccaneers are going to run with Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield. Oh,
He's going to be the guy.
right.
He's got weapons over there. He's young.
Yeah.
Will he be a Cinderella man?
Well, they're in transition. You know, the Brady era has ended. You can't expect them to be a playoff team this year. I mean,
you beat him around the bush. Give him the yay or the nay, Steve.
Well, Mayfield's a gamble. Now, if he pans out for them,
7.
Yeah. If he doesn't pan out, he's gone.
11.
You just roll. I don't care. I'm okay with it. They got the young guy Trask.
Yes, I see how you danced around my question.
What?
Now, Steve, I want to know: do you think that the Buccaneers will be a Cinderella team with young Baker Mayfield starting?
I said it as a possibility. Do I think guaranteed? No.
I need a yes or a nay.
Well, I told you. If the answer is, do I think they will be? No. Can they be? Yes. I just don't think. I think they're in transition.
I give you that.
Yeah, I say they're a team in transition. They might surprise. Let's remember, your whole division is in transition. So who knows who in that division is going to be the elite?
Please like, subscribe, and share. Yeah. And guess who's contemplating retirement?
Who now?
But mentally, they haven't let it go yet.
Adrian Peterson?
How did you do that?
Because I'm good like that.
Look at you.
Adrian Peterson.
Oh, man. Hey, that man is great. I'll give you
an Adrian Peterson story. I used to work at the Laugh Factory.
Okay.
I'm sitting there and just, another night, just kind of going through the motions. And I'm sitting there, I have my head down, and I hear this guy in a dark voice saying, "Do you got any good guys performing tonight?" So I look up, and it's Adrian Peterson. I say, "Oh, Adrian Peterson." I must have my high-pitched voice going, "Oh, Adrian Peterson." Oh, of course, we got some great problems tonight. Come on in. Yeah, I'll take care of you. So he said, "Oh, wait a second." So he runs back to the car, and out comes this absolutely stunning woman. Yeah. And they walk up. I mean, she must have been almost as tall as he was. And I go ahead and say, yeah, he was just, just as nice as he could be, and said, "Yeah, come on in, we'll take care of you, blah, blah, blah." And after that, he came back several other times, but always a polite, outstanding man to me. I know he had the one little incident where he got so-called in trouble because he, quote unquote, punished his son. He actually did corporal punishment, which back in our day was just a way of life. But they went to arrest him for actually spanking his son. But otherwise, he's had a pretty...
Which was crazy.
Yeah, crazy. He's had a pretty outstanding career. I mean, pretty outstanding citizen. So...
Did you get his autograph, Steve?
That's not the Hollywood thing. When you work in Hollywood...
You didn't get AP's autograph? He came back a couple times and you didn't have a piece of memorabilia for him. I thought you would come back. Could you sign this for me?
That's not the Hollywood thing to do. You know that.
And this is the killer part. All he had to do was call me, and I could have came there.
I know.
I would have came from City Walk with a brand new official NFL hat for him to sign.
Yeah, and this is back when he was like the man. This is going back 7-8 years ago.
Let me tell y'all something about my friends. Now you see that? He could have hooked us up.
You never know in Hollywood who's going to show up.
I knew I had a friend that owned a restaurant down there in Hollywood, and Cam Newton used to frequent there.
Oh, yeah.
I've never met Cam Newton, but always wanted to meet him and get an autograph so he could autograph some of my memorabilia. And do you think my friends called me and tell me?
No way.
You know when they told me? After the person leaves.
Hey, guess what? Guess who showed up? Yeah, I mean, but that's the Hollywood way, though. Listen to me. That is the Hollywood way.
Not okay. Yeah. Not okay.
I know. But it is, that was my Adrian Peterson story. But Adrian Peterson, I hope he does come back and play again.
Man, I can't wait.
The way running backs go down, it's a good chance he could.
I can't wait for the season to get started. We got a new set coming for y'all. We got new look coming for y'all. Well, we're going to keep we like the referee gear. So we're going to keep the referee gear popping. But fantasy football's coming up. We're going to have some early signups. We're going to have some more giveaways coming. We have a lot of stuff in store. Please bear with us. Things are going to get better. Please like, subscribe, and share. And always, always hit us up about anything you want to hit us up about. The number's still running. We still got a few more minutes before we get out of here.
Can we get what close on these NFL rules? Can we close on that?
Oh, yes. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, we got to close on that because let's talk about, first of all, and this is what, if you guys remember, and I got a lot of heat from this. I actually had 49er fans call in to attack me about the NFC Championship game. Remember when everybody was like, the 49ers were the guaranteed team, they're going to run over the Eagles. And remember I told you?
We got a 49er in the building. James Johnson.
Yes.
Holla to you, James Johnson.
Yes, yeah. We talked before about this. And remember I told you, I said, as much as Brock Purdy's playing well, a rookie's never got the job done in the NFL. It's just never happened. And what ended up happening? NFC Championship game, Brock Purdy gets hurt. The 49ers, with no backup plan, throw in Josh Johnson. He gets hurt. They got to force Brock Purdy with the bad elbow to go back in the game because all they had left was Christian McCaffrey, the quarterback for the team.
And I don't understand why you got Christian McCaffrey. Why don't you just do handoffs and Wildcat? You got all these different things you can do.
Well, they were totally overwhelmed. Let's just be honest with you. They weren't prepared. They didn't have plan B or C in order. But now the NFL has stepped in, and I'm going to call this the Brock Purdy rule. Now teams can have a third quarterback who only can play if the first two go down. So you can have a third quarterback on your sidelines, separate from your regular roster, who goes in there in case the first two go down. Great rule.
Makes sense.
Should have been a rule last year. Quarterbacks just are too fragile. It
seems common sense.
Yeah, common sense. You got to have you can't be in the NFC Championship game and be forced to have a quarterback who can't throw the ball only because you only got a running back left, the quarterback.
Yes, sir.
So I like that rule. That's a good rule.
And we want to make something out for you guys. We want you guys to understand something. Next season, the NFL is going to try making a playoff game a pay-per-view game.
Oh, man.
We must protest.
Yes.
I love the NFL. I love watching the games, but that is too greedy to make a playoff game pay-per-view.
So what he's talking about is that there's going to be one NFL game on Amazon Prime only next season. So that's one of the NFL playoff games. So those who had to suffer through this year with Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime understand that this is going to be, very devastating to a lot of people who don't have access to, cable, the streaming services, computers, blah, blah, blah.
And hold your seatbelts. DirecTV does not own the NFL package anymore.
No, it does not.
Where's that, Steve?
It's going to be on YouTube TV. So now understand.
YouTube TV.
Yes. Now, if you have a YouTube TV subscription, which costs roughly $72 a month, you can get the NFL package for a discounted price of $249. Now, if you don't have YouTube TV, you better hurry up, and you got till next June 6th. So you got about a week and a half. Because if you get it by June 6th, you can buy it for $349. If you don't get it by June 6th, it's going to be $449 for the NFL package.
Well, we're gonna do some more homework on that because we're gonna see if we can get some promotion going for that because you need to sign up before it costs so much money.
Yes. Now,
DirecTV used to charge us about $350 for the season for the package.
Right.
So it's not too far off, but it's going to be something to adjust to because YouTube, you don't have channels like you had for DirecTV where I can go to 318 and I'm watching all the Carolina games, or I can go to 714 and watch all the Charger games. How is YouTube going to have it set up? So it's going to be crazy in the beginning because we got to figure it out.
And keep in mind too, another issue that you have when you have these YouTube TV channels, blah blah blah, is your reception service. Is
well, YouTube has gotten a lot better.
It's gotten better, but you still got those glitches. Those who are trying to watch it on your computer. It's still a challenge. It's not the greatness that TV is as far as knowing you got a clear picture throughout the whole telecast. I know many times.
A lot of the times it has to do with their internet. So
Right.
some people have to get their internet tweaked. Sometimes you have to know, like we dealing with fiber here. Yeah. We have fiber, but we still have a bit of issues. But you can have fiber and you could be running for, let's say, 5 gigs, but the cord that you're using for your 5 gigs is not giving you that bandwidth where you're actually able to optimize what you have. So talk to somebody that knows, have them look at your equipment. And so there's a lot of problems and issues when it comes to that, because YouTube has gotten great on the service. That's why the NFL went with them, I believe.
Right. But now think about the sports bars. Think about the places that don't have that natural access to, like I said, the computers and having the Wi-Fi and all that. But it's a challenge. It's going to be interesting to see.
Well, one thing we don't have to worry about is DirecTV having the stranglehold that they had for all these years.
No, they had a stranglehold, no question.
Man.
No question. And let's see how the red zone and all that stuff plays out as well. All the other DirecTV channels.
I'm anxious to see how they work these channels out.
Yeah, I am as well. So we do got one more rule to go over, though.
Okay.
And this is, I'm going to call this the flag football rule. Now, on the kickoffs the kickoff returner now can anywhere on the field fair catch it, and the ball will instantly be taken to the 25-yard line. So if you get a kick and you see the kicks flying way up in the air, and you catch it at the 2-yard line, and you see a guy coming at you, fair catch.
That's trash.
And you can get the ball.
So they're trying to take special teams out of it, where they make no difference.
No difference. So it's going to be basically a lot of guys just.
So now you automatically, all right, we're on the 25-yard line because we're just going to fair catch this one.
Yeah, because if there's any chance at all that you can get tackled before the 15, 20, just fair catch.
That's trash. Who would have thought of that?
NFL owners. That's the NFL owners rule. So
that is trash.
Yeah, even our guy Andy Reid came out and forcefully said, "What, are you trying to make this flag football now?"
So now nobody's going to be stuck on the 2-yard line.
Nope. If any chance at all,
but that's only on the kickoff, not on the punt. Or it's on the punt too.
Well, I think the punt's already been. You can fair catch.
You can fair catch, but if you fair catch it at the 3-yard line, you don't go to the 25-yard line.
No, that's a good question. I think it's just kickoffs.
We'll do
a
little more research on that.
I only saw kickoffs, so I didn't hear anything about punts.
That's crazy.
No, I don't think punts would be, because, like you said, that would just be a total unfair advantage if you.
We're trying to pin people back.
Pin people back in the end zone, and then just sit there and say, "No, I just fair catch it." So no, it's just kickoffs.
Okay.
But the thing now, the kickoffs, it kind of ruins the squib kick as well, because remember the squib kick was a big play in the NFL on kickoffs to try to pin teams down.
Yeah, to waste time.
You get a squib kick, just fair catch.
So when you fair catch it, does the time stop when you catch the ball, or you have to catch it for the time to stop?
Well, the clock doesn't start till you touch it. Okay. So once you touch it, then the clock's not supposed to, it just goes whatever 1 second.
I don't know. I don't think I like this rule.
Yeah, it's a.
But we gonna see. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Every year is rule changes.
Every year there's a rule change.
Any other rule changes?
I think there was one more. Let me see if I can remember what the rule is.
Because, man, fair catching.
About the quarterback. We talked about the flex schedule, the fair catch rule. Those were the big ones. There's another rule, I think, as far as with the personal foul targeting. So now, anytime either one of your feet or two of your feet are off the ground when you try to hit somebody, that now is targeting, or that now would be a personal foul. So if you do anything where your feet are off the ground when you're trying to hit somebody, then now I have to call that immediately targeting. All right.
So you can't jump at anybody.
No.
You have to run at them and stay on the ground.
Correct. So if you do anything where your feet get off the ground while you're trying to hit somebody or tackle them, this is especially thinking about with the quarterbacks when you're trying to stack a quarterback. How many times you seen a defensive lineman jump at the quarterback to try and sack him?
Okay, so they cleared that up because it was looking crazy where they were calling penalties on players that already was in motion. Like, what was he supposed to do?
Right.
Press the pause button to stop hitting this person?
Right. So now they've gotten that cleaned up. Now it's a clear cut, especially if your feet leave the ground at any point, it's going to be a targeting penalty. So
we'll be back with more of these rules, and we will be taking a hiatus coming
next month.
So by the end of this month, so next month we'll be off.
Yes.
And we'll probably come back to the last week of what?
We'll cover out in the middle of July, just in time for training camps.
But don't worry. Check all our social media outlets. We will put the date up. And like I said, we're gonna revamp the studio. But before then, we'll see y'all next week. 7 on a Wednesday. We'll have updates. This NBA action.
By then we should know who's going to be in the final for sure. And then, let's see how the NBA finals go. I mean, I know the NFL, like you said, the NBA is hurting. They didn't get that Lakers-Celtics final that they dreamed
I like
about.
that because it killed all the conspiracy theorists. I love when somebody think they know what they're talking about because, even though I leave you alone, you do your little conspiracy thing, but it is what it is sometimes. It is what it is, and leave it at that.
Well, I mean, Lakers are Hollywood. They know Lakers bring out the celebrities. Lakers bring out the ratings. And so,
Thank you for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and share, and we see y'all next week.
Peace.
Peace out.